Hello everybody, Sparkster1701 here. We're kicking off this month by taking a look at the studio series Constructicons. So all month long we're going to take a look at each individual member, and we're going to conclude the month by building up Devastator. So we're going to start things off with Rampage. Now, Rampage here is the bonus Constructicon in the group, because in the movie they used one called Skipjack in his place to build Devastator, due to the fact that Rampage was off fighting Bumblebee and trying to kill Spike off in the process to get the Matrix of Leadership away from him, so he couldn't restore Optimus. Now, in the Generation 1 terms, Rampage was a combiner, but he was not a part of the Constructicons. Rampage was the name of a Predacon. So, at least they picked somebody that does work as a combiner, but wrong team. And of course, if any of you were to buy the gift set of Devastator, which is slightly different from buying the loose figures individually, the set does not include Rampage here. So, if you were wanting to have everybody, you'll have to buy Rampage separately. And of course, we'll take a brief moment and look at his backdrop. It depicts the pyramids of Egypt. This is more done to be the scene where the Constructicons get together to form Devastator. So, for Rampage here, it's not exactly the right scene, as he was off in a different spot at that time. But they've gotten the scenes wrong before, so nothing new here, folks. Now, taking a look at Rampage's articulation, he does have a little bit going for him. We know he ain't got much from the waist down, because he has no legs to speak of. But he does twist at the hip. His head can be moved up and down on the neck joint. And it does have a separate ball joint, so it will look up and down, in addition to turning from side to side. His arms can be raised out about so far, and they can be rotated at the shoulder all the way. He also does have a swivel at the bicep, so it does give him something that passes for G.I. Joe battle grip, since he has no elbows to speak of. It really doesn't serve him any purpose. Now, for accessories, Rampage comes with a base. He has a stand. And, of course, the one tab does fold down, which makes it easier to store. And, of course, if you choose not to use the stand, you've got to fold that piece in. And Rampage stands fairly good without it. Okay, let's get Rampage transformed. The instructions do start with him having this section pulled out. I don't know why, but it is what it is. And then next we kind of fold in the claws a little bit, because we're going to rotate these extra claws in and around. Kind of like that. Shift the instructions to another spot where they're easier to read. And of course, fold up the tips a little. They'll probably get readjusted as we go, so wouldn't worry about their placement too terribly much. Make sure the lower ones down here are folded out to the sides. And of course, don't forget to get the ones in the back, but you want to get the back ones so that they connect to this bar here. Like that. That means we got to shift this one. There we go. And then, of course, we fold things out, fold his arms out to the sides. So turn him around here and start folding backward. So let's make sure the head is down here, out of the way, before we bring the body down entirely. Then they make us fold this piece back up. Why they had us get it out only to put it back in like that, just total waste of time. And of course, make sure to fold the head up against the body. And then next you're going to come here to the sides of the bulldozer. And we fold out these panels here. Just exactly like that. Because now we're going to bring the bulldozer treads from his arms over to the side of the vehicle. And of course, while you've got him over, this piece down here needs to be folded up. And this piece on the blade has to come down, and you shift them so they connect. Just like that. Do that over here on this side. Just like that. Then, of course, they got an optional thing down here where we can stow away the stand by folding down the treads. And then you would just insert the stand. The one good thing about this is that it does space the treads out, because there are a couple of holes on the side supports and they connect to posts on the underside of the tread. Then you would just fold the tread back up, lower these down here at the back, and of course make sure this button here on the blade is pushed down so it brings down this little wheel. So normally it's up like that. You just push it down, and there you have it. Rampage is a bulldozer. And of course he's on fake treads, so he won't roll very well. But he does have that wheel there in the front and a couple of other wheels near the back. But not in a lot of cases do they get down far enough really to allow the unit to have much locomotion. And I should probably point out as well, for loose pieces, the smokestacks here They come attached on Rampage, but they come loose on Skipjack. I don't know why that is, but just so you know. Now, for any of you that would like to use Rampage here as the left leg of Devastator, we'll show you how to transform him. It'll basically be the same thing for Skipjack as well. The first thing we have to do is we come down here and we've got to get the stand removed. So we open up the treads and take the stand out. Just let it drop on the floor here. And then of course we got to shift these pieces here from the side down. Excuse me a second. Alright, once these have been shifted, we'll fold these back up against the blade of the bulldozer. And then we're going to fold out the arms like so. They want us to bring up the claws on this side. Then also fold up this midsection that has the wheels. And we're going to swing out the side claws. So that we can take the tread base where they're at, rotate it inwards. Do that here for the opposite side. And then you will flip the claws over so they come out the other end. Alright, I got that. Pardon me a second. Okay, getting back on things. We got to bring the unit back and reconnect it. Doesn't want to reconnect. Okay, I guess we just bring it back to the back side. Come on. Excuse me. Okay. Once we get the treads reconnected, which I will say they are a pain to do that, you want to make sure that the claws are folded in on the inside. Then we basically fold the wheels back down and of course get the claws back in on this side. And that's when they'll want us to also lower the body. So that the treads can be swung upwards, facing each other. And of course, connect the claw pieces together, like so. And then of course, we reconnect the blade arms. Like that. And then I want you to fold the treads back down. And once he's basically down like this, we take the torso section, open it up a bit like so. And then we're going to fold the body down, but then fold this section back up like so. And then there you have it. Rampage now forms a left leg. Looks rather silly, doesn't it? At any rate, we get down to my thoughts. What do I think of him? Well, it was nice to include a character that wasn't a Constructicon into the lineup. But, unfortunately, since he belonged to a totally different team, he seems out of place. But a lot of that also comes from the poor writing that was done for the script of Revenge of the Fallen. They wanted to have as many robots as possible filling in Devastator, but they didn't keep track of them. They didn't realize until late in the production that Rampage could not be there at the site with Devastator because he was off fighting Bumblebee. So, a lot of the results of this was just due to poor planning and poor management on the part of the people behind Revenge of the Fallen. In order to avoid creating a plot hole, they had to create a whole new character. And in the long run, it just seemed kind of stupid that they had to do that. They should have picked a set of robots and stuck with it and kept track of them. As for a toy, this figure isn't bad. I don't care too much for the arm articulation on him, but that's a small gripe in reality. It's still a decent looking toy, and the alternate mode does look pretty good on it. We'll just have to see how this thing will look when we hook it up to Devastator. At any rate, that's my review of the studio version of Rampage. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you liked the video, leave me a thumbs up here on YouTube. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button and join our ranks. Make sure to ring the bell so you'll be notified when we post new content. We also ask that you share this video with your friends and fellow collectors. That helps this channel grow. And share your thoughts about Rampage in the comments down below. This is Sparkster1701 saying I'll catch you all later.